Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my November TBR, and I have a pretty ambitious TBR. There's a lot of big books and there's just like a lot of books in general, but I'm participating in 2 readathons or read-alongs, whatever you want to call them, this month. So let's just jump right into it. So first I'm just going to start with like the books I just want to read, just, you know, for the month. There's only 3 of them. But yeah, so the first book I'm currently reading, and that is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I'm listening to the audiobook for this, and I've been really loving it. I'm about halfway through right now, and I don't know if I'll finish this month, but I do want to continue with the audiobook because I like to listen to the audiobook when I play Best Fiends, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that game, but I'm like obsessed with it. So I like to listen to the audiobook when I play that game or if I'm driving or something. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading this. Next book I'm also currently reading, and I'm like a quarter of the way, maybe I'm like close to halfway through it, but that is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and I am loving this book. I'm definitely gonna finish this month. I love it so much, and I'm already recommending it to people even though I haven't finished it because it's so good. So yeah, this is about a boy who when he's younger, his dad takes him to the cemetery of forgotten books, and then once you go there for the first time, you're supposed to pick a book and protect it with your life. And the book that he picks, he ends up like really loving, and the author of that book, like all of his other books, are just nowhere to be found, and he finds out that there's this person who burns that author's books, and he's trying to figure out why and like who this person is, and it's just all about his adventure with that book. And I really love this book. The writing is absolutely beautiful. And the last book that's just for no reason that I plan on reading is The Outsmarting of Criminals by Stephen Rigolosi, I think that's how you say. This is a mystery. I got this from the library and the cover really intrigued me, but this, I don't really know what it's about, but I know she's like a bookworm, which is what I'm about, and I like her outfit, and this cover is just gorgeous. So I'm gonna read that. And then throughout the month, I'm going to be participating in Nonfiction November, which there's challenges for that, which I'm not prepared and like didn't look up the challenges. I know there's like one that's like new, important, I don't know. But I have 4 books picked out for that, and yeah. So the first book that I plan on reading is actually on my Kindle, and that is Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer, and I've been reading this book for a few months now. I just read it whenever I like feel like it. I don't know, it's like I'm not trying to rush through it or anything, but it's all about like the treatment of animals in farms and like why we shouldn't eat animals and like what they do to our body and stuff. And I'm like a struggling vegetarian. I try to be vegetarian sometimes, but I always kind of cave. So like every time I really don't want to cave, I just read this book and it like keeps me on track, and it's really good, and I think it should be required reading because it's very important. The next book that I have is The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. This is the creator of like Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal, like all those shows on ABC. And Grey's Anatomy is like my favorite show ever, and when this book came out I really wanted it because I heard some really great things about it, and I still haven't read it. And my mom bought this for me, so I feel bad that I haven't read it because she spent money on it. But I'm looking forward to reading this, and it's not too long, and it's like really short and stubby, and I love it. There's also like pictures in it and stuff, so I'm looking forward to reading this. The next book I've actually read already, but I read it for school a few years ago and I don't really remember like what happened. So that is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. This is a memoir, and it's all about her life. I know she was like homeless, or I think she was homeless. I don't even remember. I read this book for school though, and I remember it being really good, and this is my friend's copy, so I want to read it so I can give it back to her. And then the last book that I plan on reading for Nonfiction November is Big Magic. I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put or who wrote it, but I'll put a picture of it up here, and I have that on audio on Audible, so I'm gonna listen to that throughout the month too. And that's all about like being creative and like tapping into your creative side. So yeah, and so those are all the books I'm going to be reading for Nonfiction November. Another book that I'm also going to be listening to throughout the month is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I have that on audiobook. I think I already just said that, but I want to listen to that because I'm really interested in it, and it's like a mystery and it's about Jack the Ripper, so like that's fun. And then the last few books I'm going to be reading for Tome Topple, and I probably won't get to all of them, but yeah. So the first book that I have is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I still haven't read all of these books, and so this is my first time reading through Harry Potter, and I just finished the 5th book, The Order of the Phoenix, last night. So I want to read this while everything's still fresh in my brain, and I want to finish this series before the end of the year. But I'm going to be reading this book in its entirety this month, and this is like my #1 priority. So yeah. The next book that I plan on reading for Tome Topple is Winter by Marissa Meyer. I'm currently reading this. I've been currently reading this for maybe a year. Like, it's been really bad, and I'm on page 262. And I know if I just devoted my time to this book, I would finish it in like 2 days. So I need to do that throughout the course of Tome Topple. And this book is 800 pages, I believe. I didn't even give you any information about Tome Topple. This book is like, okay. So Tome Topple takes place from November 18th to December 1st. It's a 2-week readathon, and what the goal is to read books that are over 500 pages, and it doesn't matter how many books you read, it just matters that you're reading big books, and I love it. It's hosted by Sam from thoughtsontomes, and there's a bunch of other hosts. I'll link their videos down below. But yeah, so Harry Potter, so all these books have to be over 500 pages, and you can't read like a bind up if it's like 2 books, so like the Lux series, since there's 2 books and like those, that doesn't count, but it has to be over 500 pages. So Harry Potter is like 650 pages. Winter is around 800. And then the next 2 books that I plan on reading, one of them's a reread, and that is Illuminating, which this was on my TBR last month and I never read it, but I'm going to read it this month. And this is like almost 600 pages. There's like 590 something pages. So I'm going to be rereading this so that I can read Gemena, which I finally have. I bought this today. I'm a little late to the game, but I'm really excited that I finally have it. And this book is 660 pages. So these count as well. And these books, if you don't know, are like sci-fi books, and they're told through like documents, and you can read them so quickly. So I thought they'd be perfect for Tome Topple because, you know, even though the whole readathon is not about like reading as many books as you can, I'm competitive and I want to read as many books as possible. So yeah, those are all the books on my TBR. It's a little crazy. There's a lot of big books, but I think I can manage it. So yeah, let me know what you guys are reading this month, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.